easy when you know how. A man who was at his doctor's office tells the doctor about problem he's having. I'm coughing at night, I'm sweating at night, I can't sleep, and the doctor asks him some questions. Do you wake up to go to the bathroom? Do you do this? Do you do that? And he writes a prescription to him, and the whole thing takes about 5 minutes. And he goes out, and the secretary out there tells him that would be $250. So he gets really angry, and he storms back into the doctor's office. And by this time, there's the next patient is sitting there with the doctor, and the doctor says yes. He says, "Doctor, I'm very angry. You spent less than 5 minutes with me, and you're charging me $250. The doctor replies, "My dear, that was 40 years and 5 minutes." Moral of the story is, the doctor was using 40 years worth of experience to diagnose him and write him a prescription, a remedy. It's easy when you know how. I'm sure all of you, in whatever profession you are, in whatever industry you are, there are things that maybe as a result of your job or as a result of your hobby, there are things that you know how to do, with your eyes closed. You've done it so many times before that you've got a world of confidence, and as soon as you see the slightest signs, you know exactly what's going on, and you know exactly what to do about it. But in the world of, we're all good at something, but no one is good at everything. There is an old, again, Eastern saying. I employ a lot of Eastern sayings collected over the years from my own mother and from others that I've heard. Sayings that have lasted literally thousands of years. And this saying is translated loosely into English is the one who knows how to do everything is everyone. And that is basically saying that no one man knows it all. No one man knows how to do everything. So we might be very good at let's say changing the engine's cylinder head, or being a doctor and quickly diagnosing a problem of a patient. But we cannot be good at everything. I know myself very, very accomplished, speaking of doctors, surgeons who are helpless in their romantic relationship, in their marital relationship. I also know a very accomplished dentist, oral surgeon, who is gone through several marriages, and he's a simp, and sadly, but the nicest person you'll ever meet, and he to tears, when he talks to me about how his relationships have gone and how he's been let down and everything. And the funniest example of this is there was a general in the military that was known to be ruthless and tough, and people would shiver when he walked into the room and everything. And one time there was some kind of a big party at his place, and one of his subordinates was also there, and he said when he saw how this same general who was so much feared, how he was in front of his wife, he said that he simply could not believe his eyes. Meaning that he was the feared general in the military base and everything, but when he walked into the door of his home, the wife was the boss. I'm sure you've seen situations like that. So we cannot be good at everything. We have to accept and we have to understand that maybe in the realm of relationships, we're not all born red-pilled. Most certainly not. Myself included, of course. I've learned the hard way from my own experiences and from the experiences of others in all walks of life. And the biggest mistake you can make is developing some kind of a animosity and some kind of a general anger and hatred, and settling the score and getting even with all the women in the world if you're a man, and all the men in the world if you're a woman. It doesn't work like that. If you're clever, if you're smart, if you have a balanced head, you will understand that this is the nature. For example, speaking to men, this is the nature of women. This is how they are. Yeah, sure, women like men. Some are more evil, some are more mean, some are kinder. That's human beings. But the underlying nature, that's the concrete foundation underneath it all. The underlying nature is the same. You cannot fool yourself. Now, you use it to not have any kind of animosity, not have any kind of anger, not have any kind of a general dislike for all women, let's say. And you also use that same knowledge to not fall to any traps, thinking, oh, this one is different, this one is not the same, this one is not like all the other women. Not all women are the same. Yes, all women have the same nature, and they behave the same under the same circumstances. If you understand that, you've gone a long way in becoming, for the lack of a better phrase, red-pilled. And you've gone a long way in understanding the nature of women and how to react to it. As I always say, when you understand where they're coming from, then you won't be, first of all, you'll be prepared how to behave and how to conduct yourself around them. But more importantly, when a time comes when that relationship ends, when they leave, whatever, you will not be nearly as hurt, because you understand. You know where they're coming from. You know what you don't get angry and think, oh, someone stole my. No one can steal a man or a woman from you. People, those who think are stolen, they want to be stolen. No one put a gun to their head and said, go and cheat. No, they want to be with that person. Don't ever think that someone can steal your wife or your girlfriend or your husband or your boyfriend from you. No, they want to do it. You can lead a horse to water. There goes another saying, but you can't make it drink. And we all know ourselves. People can give us advice. Don't do this, don't do that. But in the end, when it's all said and done, we do what we want. We did it ourselves. The final choice is ours. I hope it's been helpful, signing out from 41,000 feet. And until I speak to you again.